I'm your sisters. I'm Ava.
And I'm Alana. Just kidding. I'm Ava.
And I'm Alana. Today we're going to talk about the effects of social media on teens, along with what taking a month-long break can do for you.
Okay, to start off, we are going to talk about the effects social media has on teens. A lot of teens, when they start logging onto social media for the very first time, assume it's going to be a fun place where you can follow friends, see their pictures, and like them, along with sharing your own pictures. But after a while, it turns into a waiting game. You post and you wait and wait and wait while you watch your likes go up and up and up. As that aspect starts flooding in, some people start comparing themselves to others, and then social media goes from this place to have a different kind of connection with friends to a very toxic environment. I think this is very true. Because
yes,
even I think I've run into the issues where like I'm comparing myself to some of my friends just because they're following a certain trend or they're wearing certain clothes or whatever.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
I noticed, especially recently, there's been the trend of parking garage pictures. Yeah, so like people will go to a parking garage at like night or something and go take a picture, like sitting on the railing or like from one level to the other, like by the cement or whatever. And I've seen so many people do that. And I'm just like, what's the point? I mean, yeah, it's a cool backdrop. I could easily walk 5 minutes down my street to go do that picture. You probably drove 15 minutes to go do that picture. Just saying. You know, like...
I've never seen that trend.
You haven't?
No, I have not.
Oh. But, like, small things like that. Or... a certain type of clothing or a certain type of shoe. Or, I mean, I fall under that, but like a lot of times it's like, ooh, that's really cute and I think I'll actually wear that. So I'll look. I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to buy that. But like I want to. It's very hard to just not compare yourselves to something.
Yeah, and it's very hard to, like, it's very hard to see things, you're like, oh, I want to buy it, but you don't have a job, so you can't buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think what needs to change on social media is the aspects of likes. Because before, Instagram, like, I think it was the beginning of 2020, they went from letting you see, like, under somebody's post, like, it would say, like, you and 1,658,702 people liked this post.
Yeah.
Or you as, like, a quote-unquote creator or a, what's it called? Just a human being on social media.
Influencer.
Can see, it would just say, you and 58 other people liked this post, or 58 other people liked your post. But now it just says you and this person's at.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person who can see how many people that is the person who posted that. I think, honestly, the number should be just non-existent for anybody.
Yeah.
Because if that was the case, then people wouldn't be focused on posting every day or focused on just gaining those likes. Because I know you do this, and correct me if I'm wrong, you and I post about like fun things that happen in our life.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Oh, cute picture. I'm going to post this because I think it's cute and I want people to see it. Like, we don't go over there. I mean, the podcast thing is an exception, but like, we're not going to our bedroom to take 58 pictures to post on 7 different occasions.
Oh, I've seen a lot of those.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Social media is messed up.
I call social media a war zone. 'Cause
it really is, because the comments can become a war.
Same with
If you can go to, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, during the election, it was like a war zone. Like, on like everyone's
Exactly.
story, they're like, "Are you for Joe or are you for Trump?" And they would ask, and they're like, "Why?" And like, I would just skip right through it because, like, I don't want to get in that drama. Like, I'm not a drama queen. Like, I don't want to get in that.
I mean, exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely bled into that world this election, but there was a lot at stake, I think, in our society this election, and I'm not gonna get political, but that I just felt the need to share the information, but almost too much. And you probably can tell me that, like, flat out tell me right now. Do you think I shared too much about the election?
Yes, for one specific participant.
Yes, I did. And I've learned, especially recently, I've just stopped sharing things I've seen on other people's stories. I mean, some little thing, like, I'll be like, this really enrages me, or this, like, is very true to, like, what I believe, and I'll post that. But, like, I've learned that it's just not okay to force your opinions on somebody. And I think I did that. And I'm going to step away from that because it's toxic. Toxic. Yeah, okay. I did say that word right. It's toxic.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Because, like, I feel, like, this is my opinion, like, you could be against it, whoever's listening to this, but I think the only people that should know, like, who you're voting for, basically, or, like, what your beliefs are, is, like, your closest friends and your family. Those, like, that's the only people that matter. Like, people on social media, they don't have to know, like, who you're voting for or what your beliefs are. Like, if, we tell you that, like, we're religious, and, like, that's our, like, what's the word? My mind just went blank.
I'm not necessarily sure of what you're trying to say, so I can't
I
help
was,
you.
what? Oh my lord! I was gonna say, like, that's, oh my gosh.
That's our belief?
I was gonna say, like, that. Oh, that was, like, our choice, or not choice. That's
Yeah.
not what I was looking for. Our decision, like, that was our decision to, like, tell you, like, oh, like, we're, like, religious people. But, like, I'm not gonna tell
Exactly.
you that, like, oh, I'm voting for Biden, or oh, I'm voting for Trump. Like, I don't want to start that drama because there's already a war that's going on with that. So, like, I kind of I
Exactly.
stepped away from that political stuff, and I just kept it with my family. Yeah.
Yeah, with I mean, I don't want to get into, like, a political battle on social media with somebody because there's no point. There's somebody that you don't know. And, like, you in most cases, it's going to be, if you comment on something, like, somebody's going to start an argument with you and you're going to want to lash back.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't want to do that because it's somebody I'm never going to see in my life. Now, if I'm going to have a political debate with anybody, it's going to be with my friends. Because, and I did that. I mean, Alana can say she was there for some of it.
Yep.
Like, we would have a heated argument, but we also knew where we were all coming from and respected everybody's decisions. And I think if that was implemented, or if that's how everybody thought, then we can have a better, like, just overall, I guess, society in a way, because that's what gets our conflicts. But that's a whole nother story. Like, yeah, I mean, okay. I'm just going to stop talking about that because I know I'm going to get very carried away.
Yeah, like, we could have, like, hours and hours of just talking about this.
Yeah. So reeling it back in to what the original point was, social media can be very toxic. And it's created by not just, like, you as a user, but also by the company because they feed into what's popular.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start becoming the problem. Did you know that Instagram was originally intended to be a photographer platform where you can share, like, photography and pictures
really?
and stuff? Yeah, that was the original intent.
I thought,
Was a place for them to, like, share photos.
like, I just heard it from someone, but I thought that it was, like, a platform where you can, like, follow your, like, influencers and famous people or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was originally intended for like photography and stuff.
That would
That's
be
why
cool though, because I want to pick for a hobby to take like be a photographer.
Mhm.
So like that would have been cool if we stayed on that track instead of having what Instagram is today with people standing in front of their mirrors like I am sexy. Yeah, I feel like people come to these platforms to get attention, and mostly they want to be like, "Oh, look at me, say something nice." And like I sometimes look at those comments and I'm like, I wish people were saying those to me, and then like I post something and then no one says it to me, and then like that's always messes
Yeah.
with my brain. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
But you don't need those comments. You just need real friends.
That's why. Okay, I was kind of wrong, but
Wow.
I just looked it up. It says Instagram is a photo and video sharing social media application that was launched in 2010 by Kevin Systrom.
Wait, 2010?
2010. Yeah, it's only 10 years old. I know, time goes by fairly quickly. Yeah, 2010.
They could be my younger sibling.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, but, like, the original intent was just a video photo sharing application. And so, like, I think the first people who were on it were people who were, like, photographers and videographers who were just trying to get their work out there and share it with people that they knew. Our research that shows stuff is ... What is it, Alana? What does science say about all this?
In a 2018 study, 14 to 17-year-olds who use social media 7 hours per day were more than twice as likely to have been diagnosed with depression, treated by a mental health professional, or taken medication for a psychological, big words, or behavioral issue during the last year. This was compared to those who have used screens only about an hour a day.
Scientists have found that a teen's overuse of social media creates a stimulation pattern similar to the pattern created by other addictive behaviors. Okay, so just to wrap this one up, basically the science is showing that, like, the toxic place that social media has become after people have spent time on it, it becomes addictive, and it becomes a place that is no longer good for someone's mental health.
Mm-hmm.
In that case. Now we are going to talk about how a break from social media can help you. Back in August of 2020, Alana took a month-long social media break. Her last post before her break was July 29th, 2020, and her first post back after her break was August 27th, 2020. So it was a good month-ish. Yeah. It was very interesting. I'm not going to lie. When I first found out, I was like, ooh, how is she going to do that? So we are going to ask her a few questions. Starting with, what made you take your social media break?
Well, for me personally, I was on there all the time. And, like, when you're on social media all the time, it, like what we said earlier, it messes with your mental health. And I kind of just didn't see the meaning of social media, and, like, I couldn't remember a day without it. So while we were in quarantine, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the month off and see what happens. So I started in July, and I documented my progress, and it was really weird because I felt like I was missing out, because I have serious FOMO, fear of missing out, and it was really hard to get used to, And then basically I came back after the month was over, and I noticed, like, no one knew, like, no one really cared that I was gone. Nothing, I didn't miss anything.
Except me and our other friend.
Yeah, our closest friend, my closest friends. Like, I didn't really miss anything big at all. So, like, it really opened my eyes to see, like, I don't really need social media. Like, if someone told me to delete it, I'll be like, okay, like, I don't need it. Even though it's fun to post things on there and gets people's, like, reaction to it. But we don't really need it. But, yeah, that was my take on it.
Yeah. When she first announced that she was going to take the break, I literally was like, how are you going to do that? We're all in quarantine right now. There's literally nothing else you could possibly be doing. But she figured it out. And we're going to find out what that is in a couple. Okay. Oh, wait. I just typed the same question twice. That's fantastic. Okay. The third question, even though it's the second question. Okay. What did you do during the time you would usually use social media?
Well, so that was 2 intros. I've been on social media, like, most of my day, so not being on it gave me a lot of free time. So I've started basically helping around the house by doing the chores, and also when I was taking a break, I was doing a project that my mom wanted me to do. If you want to know what the project was, it was a old swing chair. Porch swing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And, like, we couldn't really sit on it anymore because it was really old, but my mom didn't want to get rid of it, so when she was driving, she saw, like, an old chair that someone painted yellow, and she was like, oh, I want that to be happened on with my old porch swing. So this process took not the whole month, but it took most of the month of August, and it was this very old black porch swing, and I turned it into a yellow porch swing. So there was a lot of hard work. Like, I haven't had any, like, I'm not a person that does hardcore with wood and painting and all that. I'm not that kind of person.
You just said parkour with wood. That is hilarious. Not parkour. Parkour is jumping on things. You know, like in The Office. Parkour!
Well, you know, I'm not a person that does Bob the Builder. Yes.
Woodworking?
Yeah.
Building. You're just saying that.
Bob the Builder.
Okay.
I don't know how that song goes. I just remember Bob the Builder. Yeah, I don't do...
Can we fix it?
Yeah, okay, back on the train. I never done any, like, big projects like that. Like, this was, like, the first project that my mom gave me, and I'm like, oh, I have, like, all the time in the world. So it was, like, a big process, because I had to, like, sand the swing to get all the black stuff off of it. Then I had to, like, do layers I had to put, I forget what this little, like, the goo stuff that you put in, like, where there's holes. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah,
But then I had to sand that down. Then I had to put layers and layers and layers of bright, I don't know what color it was. I just remember it's yellow, like the shade of the yellow. I used to put layers and layers and layers until my mom's like, yep, that's good. And then we have it on our tree.
I can confirm that it looks really good. When I went to go deliver her Christmas gifts back in December, I got to see it in person because I saw it in the pictures, but, like, you know, it's different when you see pictures versus in person. And so it looked really good, and I applauded her. Yeah, I didn't say it when I saw you, but yeah, I was thinking it. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks really cute.
Yeah, because where we have it, it's like in our entranceway, so when you pull up, that's the first thing you see. So, like, I'm proud of that because I could say that I've made that. And, like, after I came back to social media, I basically told everyone, like, I did this thing and I'm proud of it. And actually, someone that I don't really talk to as much that graduated from my school last year, like, basically commented, like, oh, that's so amazing, like, that's so cool, and that kind of really made me happy. But that wasn't really necessary.
How do you think you used social media before you took your break?
So how I used social media was, like, on my personal account, because I actually have 2 accounts. Well, actually now 3 because of the podcast. But I have a personal account. We don't count. Follow us. I had a personal account and then my YouTube account, and I would post quotes, like, every day on my personal. And, like, I did it because I wanted to words. I wanted to make someone smile, or, like, because, like, if they're having a rough day, they can look at that quote and be like, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when you did that, I think once or twice I actually stole one of the ones you posted and posted it myself, because I said, this spoke to me.
Yeah.
That's why I stole it. It's not like I was going to steal every single one of them just to post them for myself. No, it was ones that I was like, ooh, this means something to me today. So I'd screenshot it, crop it, and then, you know, like, post it. Obviously not thinking of the fact that I could just be like, hey, Alana, can you send me the picture of the quote that you posted today?
Yeah, she does that.
You know what? I'm confident sometimes.
Well, thinking back, I think, like, I don't want to say a trend, but, like, you know, if you have social media, like, people do, like, selfies of themselves. Like, I feel like I did a lot of that, or not a lot, but, like, I did mostly of that, and I kind of would post, like, you know, on Instagram, the maximum was, like, 10, and I would usually, like, do, like, 10 photos and, like, post all of them. Not all of them, but, like, 10. And, yeah, well, like, I just felt like I was turning into one of them, what me and Ella call people rhinoceroses, from a show that we were in. So I just felt like I was becoming a rhinoceros, and, like, I didn't like that. So I took a break, and I came back, and I should start doing quotes again, because I didn't really do it, like, quotes after that, because I felt like it was filling up my my platform.
Yeah, maybe just not do it every day, but, like, once a week or something. Or once a month.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Basically, to bat off that last question then, how do you use social media now, and, like, what did you learn from taking your break?
Okay. Yeah, so I came back, and what I've been doing, I don't say, like, condensed it, but I did less of it. So
You did less posting?
Yeah, like, I did, like, if you guys follow me, but you don't follow me on my personal, because it's private, like, in the beginning, I would do, like, each post would be, like 10 photos, but, like, now it's, like, 1 to 2.
2 or 3.
Because I'm like, everyone doesn't have to see every single photo. Like, they can just see, like, the top 3, and then, like, you can post it, or, like, the top 1.
Yeah, I'm really bad about that. The last time I posted, like, a series of pictures that were all similar, I, like, went to, like, 3 different people and was like, what are your favorites? And then I condensed them. I still think I ended up with, like, I think I only actually posted 6. Usually I would have posted, like, 10. Like, I think I ended up with, like, a total of 6. And they were all different, but the same.
Yeah, because I also haven't been posting as much as I used to. Because Like, there's some things that, like, I want to, like, keep private to myself and, like, my family. Like, I don't have to be like, hey, we're at the beach. Hey, we're at this place. Hey, we're da-da-da. Yeah, and also, like, when I came back, I don't know if it's because of, like, Instagram, like, having, like, a new system. I've noticed that there's not a lot of posts that I don't see as many posts as I usually do. So, like, I'm not really on there as much, except I'm on there for reels. Like, I watch people's reels.
She basically uses Instagram Reels.
Yeah, basically, because I don't have TikTok anymore, and that's
anymore.
another story.
Story
Yeah.
for another time.
But now, like, because Reels, if you don't know what Reels are, it's basically TikTok. Like, they're just copying it off of it. Like, I've only used, like, Instagram as my TikTok platform for my YouTube. And then, like, I would post, like, YouTube, when there's YouTube videos that are out on my channel. Go subscribe. I have 44. I used to have 42, and now I gained 2 subscribers. Yay! Actually,
Yay.
yesterday, Alec hit 90 subscribers, and I'm actually proud of him. Yeah, he has 10 more until 100. So go
Nice.
subscribe to Alec Light Kitfire and Alana Love and Life. Yeah.
And don't subscribe to my channel because Ava doesn't have
Yeah,
any
well,
channel.
you do. You have, like, a video of me.
I have one. I have a video of you that I made for you. Yeah, but that's something
Yeah.
else.
All right, on to the next question. Or
But-
you have something to say.
Those were actually all the questions, but what I was gonna say, I think obviously you took the furthest step and took your month-long break, where I think I've just noticed a decline in, like, 1, how much I post since I've gotten it, 2, how much I put on my story, because I've noticed, like, there was a time where I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't post on my story, something's wrong with me. And so I'd always have something posted on my story.
Oh, wait, you really thought that?
But now,
Oh,
well, no,
I was like,
not that.
oh.
But, like, I was just like, okay, let me rephrase that. If I don't have something posted on my story, nobody's gonna look at my profile, or, like, none of my friends are gonna care that I'm, like, here now.
Oh.
Especially because it was like, it took me so long to get on social media because of my parents. And, like, I understand all their concerns, like, every single one of them, like, now, and I really appreciate that they did it because I don't think I would have been able to handle social media as a middle schooler. To wrap up, according to science, why is it important to take a social media break? The positives of social media are that it helps us stay connected to each other and combat loneliness, which could be good for our health, since studies have shown that social isolation and loneliness can negatively impact health. The negatives of social media are social media may cause feelings of stress, anxiety, or depression if you find yourself comparing others people's lives to yours. I do see this in my own personal experience and as teens in general with trends, clothing, etc.
Thank you for listening to From Your Sisters.
We hope you'll tune in next week.
From Your Sisters is recorded by Ava and Alana.
Powered and distributed by Anchor.
Produced by Dylan Watson.
And scored by MSAO3.
Feel free to check out our Instagram at From Your Sisters Podcast. Again, that's at From Your Sisters Podcast.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Alana. And we'll see you soon.